Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and help you pick the perfect floor buffer for your facility. Trust me, it's a decision that really affects everything, from the first impression someone gets to your facility to your actual bottom line. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll talk about the challenge of keeping those floors looking incredible. Then we'll introduce the main tool for the job. After that, we dive into the most important trade-off you'll face. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty specs. And finally, we'll wrap up with a long-term view on your investment and, of course, safety. All right, first things first. Let's talk about the big challenge every single facility manager has to deal with: making that killer first impression. This is the central question, isn't it? Doesn't matter if you run a hospital, a hotel, or a huge corporate office. That first impression is everything. And let's be honest, nothing screams clean and professional like a floor that absolutely gleams. So what's the answer to this challenge? Well, let's meet the essential tool for getting that shine. So it's really important to get what this machine actually does. Its main job, its whole purpose, is to polish and maintain that high-gloss look. It just gently buffs away all those daily scuffs and little scratches that make a floor look dull. Okay, and let's get this crystal clear because people mix these up all the time. A buffer is your go-to for polishing and just keeping things looking good. A scrubber? That's for a deep, wet clean. We're talking a whole different ballgame. And how it works is actually pretty simple, but boy is it effective. You pop on the right pad, the motor gives you that steady power, your operator guides the machine, and boom, that buffing action brings back that beautiful reflective surface. Okay, now we're getting to the absolute heart of the matter. This is the most critical decision you'll make when you're picking a buffer, that fundamental trade-off between power and portability. So you're pretty much at a crossroads here. You've got two main choices. On one side, you've got the corded machine, right? Unlimited runtime, but you're chained to a wall. On the other side, you have the total freedom and safety of a battery-powered model. So the question is, what do you need more? Endless power or total freedom? This is the key question you have to ask yourself. And the answer directly impacts not just how your floors look, but how efficient your team is, and, this is a big one, how safe they are on the job. And here's the kicker. Technology has pretty much closed that old power gap. This isn't about compromising on performance anymore. Think about it. A huge hotel lobby that used to take 45 minutes to do, carefully managing the cord the whole time, can now be done in under 30 minutes with a battery model with absolutely zero trip hazards. So now the decision is all about your specific space, the layout, the obstacles, and just how your team works. So, you've made the big decision, corded or battery. Awesome. Now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty and really fine-tune the specs to get the absolute perfect machine for your floors. Okay, first up, horsepower. The easiest way to think about this is as the raw muscle behind the shine. A stronger motor, somewhere between 1 and 2.5 HP, is going to keep its speed even when your operator puts pressure on it. And that is so key for getting a consistent, professional-looking finish. And then you've got RPM, or rotations per minute. This is really a classic trade-off between speed and control. A higher RPM, let's say 300, is going to polish way faster, which saves you time. But it also needs a more skilled operator who knows how to handle it so they don't accidentally damage the floor. You know what makes a single buffer so incredibly versatile? It's all about the pads. Seriously, just by swapping out the pad, the machine can do a totally different job. And the industry-standard color system makes it super simple. Black is for heavy-duty stripping, green is for scrubbing, and that soft white pad is for your final, gentle polish. Choosing the right pad size is really just a simple calculation: efficiency versus getting into tight spots. A smaller 13-inch pad? That gives you all the precision you need for small spaces like classrooms or offices. But a big 20-inch pad? That's going to let you fly through wide-open lobbies and hallways way, way faster. All right, we've talked specs, we've talked details. Let's kind of zoom out now and look at the bigger picture. We're talking long-term value and making sure everyone stays safe. Look, you absolutely have to think about the total cost of ownership here. That initial price tag on the machine, that's just one piece of the puzzle. You also have to factor in the ongoing costs for things like pads, maintenance, and just how long the machine is expected to last. And this right here is where you see the real payoff. A really good, efficient machine saves your staff so much valuable time. Plus, by taking proper care of your floors, you extend their life, which helps you avoid having to do a super costly replacement down the line. And of course, we have to talk about safety. I mean, this stuff is completely non-negotiable. Proper footwear, clear signs, checking your equipment before you use it, and always keeping an eye on the machine, that's the foundation of a safe floor care program, period. So we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. When you're choosing your next machine, are you just planning for next week's cleaning job? Or are you planning for next year's budget? Thinking about it that way really shifts the whole decision from just buying a piece of equipment to making a strategic choice that's going to impact the look, the efficiency, and the financial health of your entire facility.